Hey guys, hope everything's going well. You guys know the drill. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment down below. Follow me on Instagram at AIH_sports. Now let's make it to 100 followers on Instagram. I have 90 as of right now, so getting there. And also, YouTube, in regards to that, I see a lot of people that just watch my videos that don't subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Let's make it to over 1,000 for the coming year. So it's great progress on my YouTube channel. Alrighty. So I got this one card in the mail the other day. Didn't spend too much, maybe like $10. It's a Enes Kanter fast break signature. This is when he was with the Knicks. And the reason why I got this card, not for an investment, but it's because Enes Kanter, he's not scared of speaking his mind. And on my channel, I try to speak my mind. It's not that I agree with everything Cantor says. No, I just admire the fact that he's bold and he's willing to call out anybody out there. And now he's a US citizen. So it's good to see that. So yeah, I like, once again, people that I collect. It's people that I really like. And it may not necessarily be because of how many points they score or how many home runs they've hit. It's more of a personality reason and why I may buy their cards. And hey, I got a signature and it's only what, $10. So not bad. And it's shiny refractory, right? It's like a refractor card. So you got that going as well. Alrighty, this video is going to talk about, or I'm going to talk about in this video, the year in review of 2021. As you guys know, the year started off with a bam. Cards kept on going up and up and up. And I was talking to people and we're like, wait, this is crazy. I've never seen just you seeing like a 20-30% increase week after week, week after week. And in back of my head, I'm like, hey, this looks like a bubble. But, a lot of people are going to ride it. And I was riding it as well. I saw cards in November and December. I was still involved with that at that point. I was buying, for instance, Michael Phelps cards, I think 1 year ago. And I realized that, hey, there's going to be Olympics. I bought one of his autograph cards, bought for 500, sold for about 1,500. Not bad. There's no lie. There were raw cards of Michael Phelps going for about a few bucks. You could have bought a bunch of those. And people were buying them for about $40-50 each. It was insane how crazy the market was, even after February and March of this year. So yeah, that was just a few things to note. Like, everything was on fire. The Fleer 86 cards were on fire. And as you guys know, my analysis of this was we were stuck at home. They gave us checks, and not a lot of people didn't want to go out because the virus cases were going up. And eventually, once things started opening back up in March of this year, I remember in Chicago, this is like when the malls were opening back up and you're getting more capacity allowed at the malls. The virus cases were going down. That's when I noticed that the card market started to take a pullback. And if you look at on Google Trends, the sentiment was at its highest in February and March. And it also hit the highest sentiment reading in May. So there was a, pullback in sentiment, but it topped out once again in May. And things were opening back up. I believe the CDC came up with some guidelines saying that, hey, it's kind of back to normal, getting ready for the summer. And once people got that signal, they stopped buying sports cards and they started doing normal things. For instance, people started going to baseball games again. People started going to basketball games again. People started going to hockey games. The list goes on and on and on. So people were spending their hard-earned money no longer on sports cards, and they were just spending it elsewhere. So that was the first half of the season in regards to sports cards. Then what happened was you had the Chicago National, and then the Chicago National brought in, some people may call a dead cat bounce, but you started to see a lot more activity go on. I believe at that moment the Fleer 86 card bottomed out at around $220,000. Now it's what, 360 some $1,000, around that range. And yeah, it's been steady. The PSA 9 is trading right around what, somewhere between $21,000 to $25,000, as long as it's not like the high end card. So we're just looking at the market now, and I would call this the return of normalcy. Sure, the Fleer 86 card is substantially higher than where it was a few years ago, but if you compare it to January, February, March, you've seen a sizable pullback, a pullback of 50%. And I've talked about this in previous videos, where if you see a stock market crash of more than 50% within 12 to 18 months, that's what you call a crash. We've had a crash in this market. Now, has everything crashed? No. Tom Brady cards have not crashed per se, unless someone was buying right at the Super Bowl this year. Then, okay, they may have been buying closer to a top. But if someone had bought before that time or right before the season started, okay, they're probably not underwater. But if you look at majority of the cards, they have definitely gone down. But compared to 2 years ago, 3 years ago, no, it has not. And the way that I look at it is individuals, and I've said this numerous times, individuals that will exceed expectations, those cards will go higher. Steph Curry cards have been higher, right? He's exceeded expectations. Tom Brady cards, those cards have exceeded expectations and they've gone higher. So individuals like that, yeah, you're going to see a price increase. But now we've seen a gradual decrease or a gradual crash in most of these cards. And what has happened in most years, you've seen maybe a 10 to 15 to even a 20% increase year over year in the price of the card. And are we going to see that moving forward? I'm not sure, because the market has been totally whacked because of this pandemic. So, in terms of 2022, I'm going to be doing a video on what I believe is going to happen in the sports card market. But just a year in review, things are slowly going back to normal. We had a lot of flippers come in last year. Now they've left. And in addition to that, I've noticed that there are a bunch of YouTube channels. They don't do that much content anymore. I saw this one guy, he doesn't even talk about sports cards, or the last time I checked, he didn't do anything about sports cards. He talks about just random topics of other YouTubers that have nothing to do with sports cards. And some people have disappeared off the face of the earth. Some people just post on Instagram. So it's just quite interesting. And a couple of years ago, from my knowledge, there weren't that many YouTube channels. And I believe the trend will continue, where you're going to see less content out there on sports cards compared to last year. And I got in late last year, so it's been over a year now since I've been doing sports card content. And thank you for the individuals that started watching me from the beginning. I do remember you guys. But yeah, let me know what you think about the year of 2021. This is the return of normalcy, and we're seeing pretty much a normal market right now. The flippers, there are some flippers, but not as many as before, and I think that's a good thing. And at the end of the day, now we have more collectors right now. And sure, people are investing, but it's just going to be much more difficult, in my opinion, unless you can forecast a player that exceeds expectation. And if you know of any player, or if you believe any player is going to exceed expectation in the coming year, let me know. All right, guys. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment down below, guys. Thanks. Bye.